working on my desktop, so I
Thank you.
need to buy one.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you, whoever just hit the recording button. It was not me. Thank you. Thanks, Carly, because I forget all the time to hit record. Anyway, let's go. Welcome to everybody who's watching the recording. Smarter goals. Smarter goals. So Elijah kicked us off with SMART goals, with what the S for SMART goals means, which was, again, Elijah?
Specific.
Specific. Yes, goals need to be specific. It's no good saying, oh, I'd like to make some money. In goal setting, you need to kind of be specific about how much money, or whatever the goal is. It needs to be quite specific. Hello, Chris. Welcome to you too. The next letter of the alphabet is M. We are not going to be doing SMART goals, but we're just going to go through them just so that everybody's very much aware of what they are. So S, the next letter is M. Who wants to have a guess, a stab in the dark at what the M in SMART goals is
measurable.
Measure.
Measurable. Yes. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Celia. Yes, measurable. We need to be able to measure if we've actually achieved the goal. So it's no good having something that's so airy fairy and fluffy that it doesn't actually, not something that we can measure. What have we got next is A, SMA, specific, measurable. What's the A stand for?
Accountable, maybe? I'm not sure.
Oh, good guess, Alex. Good guess. Anybody else want to have a stab in the dark? I'm going to go with, oh, sorry, somebody was saying.
Attainable.
Attainable, achievable. Yes. It's no good saying that my goal is to be 7 foot tall, because that's not really attainable. Yeah, we can. I know a lady who had a hip surgery, and then her legs, one leg was longer or shorter than the other. Something happened, and then she had a thing that made her leg grow. It was this horrible process where she had pins in her bones and they twisted. Oh, it was all sorts of things. But going from a reasonable height up to 7 foot tall, not achievable. So we need to make sure that we're not setting ourselves up for failure when we set goals. We want to make sure that we set goals that we can actually achieve or attain. All right, the next one is R. Who wants to have a guess at what the R is? Just have a stab in the dark. It doesn't matter if you're wrong.
Realistic.
Realistic. Pretty sure that's right. Does that sound about right to you, Elijah? I'm not very good with knowing what all the SMAs and R's and T's are. I like the ER bit. Yes, we need to make sure that they are something that's relatable to us. If it's something that's for somebody else, it's not going to be important to us. And the T, what is the T stand for in SMART goals? Who wants to have a guess?
Timely.
Timely. Yes, Chris, thank you for you too, Chris. Time. Yes, we need to make sure that there's a time frame around them. Now, these measures, SMART goals, have been around for a very long time. Yeah, they've been around. SMART goals have been around for a very, very long time. I have done goal setting things where it's been SMART goals, and sort of a bit like New Year's resolutions. You start off all, yeah, but there is something that I have always found is missing. And the missing part is what we're going to do this afternoon, this evening, tonight, whatever the time it is. It's 4:45, but is that this afternoon, this evening, or tonight? I don't know.
Afternoon and evening.
Afternoon, evening. After evening, I don't know, whatever.
Either or, yeah.
Either or. So we are going to look at the E and the R of smarter goals. Why are we doing that? Good question. SMART goals, as they are, SMART, are very, very brain focused. they're very cerebral. They're very much in your head. Their measures, their logic, it's all of those kind of things. It's not anything that you emotionally connect to. Smarter goals. I think if you're going to be smart, have smart goals, you want to have smarter goals. We are going to be looking at the E and the R, which have been missing forever. Smarter goals looks at emotions and reasons. Now, you'll remember from our very first session in Side Hustle School, we looked at your why. We looked at why and why. Having clarity around your why is really, really important. We are going to have a look at that tonight in relation to goal setting. And the goals that we're going to be looking at today is around something that's important for you around starting your side hustle. Now, some of you may be in different stages, in different levels, in different time frames. Some of you may have decided, some of you may not. Some of you are still managing those confidence challenges around, how do I do it? Do I do it? How can I charge things? How can I, all of those questions. So whatever stage you're at, this goal setting is about making this goal connect to you at a deep and profound level, like in here, in your heart, in your soul, not just making it about the measures and the time and all that, which is very brain focused. You need to have your brain in side hustles, but you also need to bring along your heart. You need to bring along your emotions. So the first thing that we are going to do is have a look at some different areas that you could set a goal in tonight. We are going to be doing this, actioning this tonight in the next hour or so. Yeah, is creating the goal and building the E and the R, the emotions and the reasons behind it. The S, the M, the A, the R, and the T, you can do that in your own time. That's the easy stuff. We're going to be going deeper with your goal setting so that you are then connecting yourself to your goal. It creates massive, massive difference and a massive, massive impact. We are also going to, at the end of the session, have some time for questions. Now, we've started working, obviously, in building your side hustle, actually the building blocks of the business skills. At the end of this session, I know we had the first session of this just on Monday. If you have any questions for Elijah about the business sort of side skills or any other confidence-y side of stuff, we'll be having a little bit of time at the end to answer any of those questions that you may have as well. But today, the main focus tonight is about let's build you a goal that you can then make sticky to you. What does sticky mean? Who wants to have a guess? What does it mean if you have a sticky goal? What does that mean? Who wants to have a guess? Chris says it's connected to you. Yes. Mohammed says a sticky goal is a sticky goal because it sticks. Yes. A sticky goal is a sticky goal because it sticks and because it's connected to you at a deeper level than just your brain. I know as a confidence coach that when you create a deep connection to something, you make it happen. When it's just a connection in your brain, it's really easy to push it aside and not have time and not have energy and not have everything. When it's connected to you, so much more powerful. All right, so there's a lot of different areas that you can decide, and this is entirely up to you, what area of goal it is that you would like to set for yourself. Now, that might be a financial goal, a work goal, a money goal. It could be a goal about something that you want to be able to do, a skills goal, learning a different skill. Whatever it is that you feel might be the space that you just need a bit of energy, a bit of engagement in to get you to the next level. I am going to, we, because we is so much better. We are going to, let me just find some music, because you know I like music. We are going to, if I can get it happening here, which I can't. That's a bit of an annoyance. Playlist maybe. No. There we go. We are going to do a little bit of some breathing exercises just to start us connecting more to ourselves, so that this exercise of goal setting becomes even easier. Who likes easy and good? Two of us. Anybody else like easy and good? Mohammed's yes. Mohammed loves easy and good. Anybody else? Yes. Chris saying yes. Easy and good. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Fantastic. All right, let's take a couple of breaths. Let me know. Can you hear this music as well? Anybody hear that? No. If not, doesn't matter.
Little
A
bit.
little tiny bit.
I'll
All
try
right.
again.
Well, let's just take a couple of breaths, because maybe I'll just kill the music if you can't hear it, and we can just listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. So let's just take a couple of breaths, because connecting to your reasons, connecting to yourself is much easier in a space of calmness. So if it's safe for you and you're happy to, you can close your eyes, and we're going to take some nice breaths in through your nose, all the way down to your belly. Just nice and gentle, holding it there for a second before breathing out through your mouth. And holding for a second before breathing in again through your nose, all the way down to your belly. And on the out breath, just relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your arms. And a couple more, just breathing in nice and gently. This time as you breathe in, notice that your breath goes past your heart all the way down to your belly. And breathing out, just relaxing your shoulders and your neck and your face, your arms. And again, breathing in, this time, seeing if you can notice that your heart and your breath are connected. Breathing all the way then down to your belly. And relaxing your shoulders and your hands, your legs on the out breath. And just one more. This time breathing in positive, amazing, light, joyous, positive energy from the universe. Connecting that to your heart. Expanding that all the way through your body. And then on the out breath, just sinking into that relaxation for a moment. And as you continue to breathe in, bringing in that positive energy from the universe, bringing that, connecting it to your heart, expanding it through your body. And on the out breath, just relaxing even further. I'd like for you to just take a moment. Just take a moment. This is not about thinking. This is about feeling. And just feeling in the space where you're at, what's one thing that might be the difference that makes the difference for you in either starting your side hustle or continuing your side hustle? What's that one thing that if you had nothing stopping you, that was nothing in the way, that you feel that you could achieve? So I'd like for you just to take a moment, just continue that nice, gentle breathing in, bring in that positive energy from the universe, and relaxing even further. And just feeling what the feeling is of that one thing that feels like it's maybe a bit of a block to stopping you from getting to where you want to get to. What's the one thing that feels like a bit of a block? And just noticing what that is. And then noticing what it might be that you think, that you feel, that you see, that you know. If you could trust yourself to know what's the one thing that could help you move to the next level or even the next level beyond that in your side hustle. Just take a moment. Feel if that blockage is there anywhere and just go and have a look at what it is. See if you can see it. If it's a feeling, what's that feeling? And then translating that into a goal. What would be at the other side of that blockage? What would even be a couple of steps beyond that blockage if you could dare to dream a few steps ahead? Once you've found what that one thing is, I'd like for you to open up your eyes and write it down. And then if you can write it in the chat box as well, so that I know that you've got that one thing. What's the one thing? If you've got a whole lot of things that feel like goals that are ahead of you, write all of them down. And then we can just choose one to work on today. If there were lots and lots and lots of different goals that you noticed or felt or saw, heard, write them down for yourself first. If there's many of them, write them all down and then choose one goal that you'd like to work on today to go through this process so that then you can work on this process with any others that you choose to. Let's see who's got one. Who wants to be bold and brave? Who's landed on one goal that they'd like to work on today to get smarter with it? Elijah, you're going to be bold and brave. Okay. You can lead the charge for us. Come off mute. Let us know what you've got.
Yeah, so I actually had a few, but one of the goals that I wanted to work on today, perhaps it would be community.
Mhm.
So I had content and community. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Give us a thumbs up if anybody else has got one. Chris says to be more productive with my studies by stopping procrastinating. Oh, I love it. Love it. Good one, Chris. Who else has got one that they're happy to share? Muhammad said crystallization. What do you mean by that? Oh, crystallization. Nelson said streamlining the processes. Ooh, that's a tricky one too, isn't it? Can be. Absolutely can be. And it's one of those ones that feels like, oh, I can get smart, but I want to get smarter in doing it. Alex says trying to get organized for an efficient time management. Yes. Yes. Again, very brain focused. We are going to take these brain focused things and turn them into something really powerfully, emotionally connected to you. All right. So in a second, now that you've got that goal, that area, what I would love for you to do is take a moment. I'm going to give you some music and I want you to write down a paragraph, at least handwriting. Yeah, not typing, pen and paper, hand. Yeah, look, Elijah's got it. Pen and paper, writing down. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write down we're going to start with the R. We're going to start backwards. What is the reason that achieving this goal is important to you? What is the reason that achieving that goal is important to you? Muhammad said, by crystallization, I mean having the resolve to make things crystal clear the clutter and keep moving forward with my choices without looking back. You know, sometimes, Muhammad, it is okay to look back. It's actually quite important. Like, it's super important because when you look back, you can see how far you've come. When you don't take a moment to do that, it feels like this never ending. Sometimes it's really important to have a look behind you. It's the reason, think about this, if you want to drive somewhere in a car, a windscreen has got a very big window at the front, big window at the side, and there's a small rear vision mirror. If you only look in front, the road is just never ending and it never feels like you actually get anywhere. If you only stare in the rear vision mirror, you are going to crash 100%. But by using both, you can see how far you've come. You can check all those things off as well. So amazing, amazing. All right. Your task is to write down as fast as you can, fast fingers. If you don't know what to write, I don't know what to write until you write some stuff. What are the reasons? Write a paragraph or two. Why is it important for you to achieve the goal that you want to set for yourself? Why is this important? I'm going to give you some music.
Just put it on the chat or just write it
Write it down, paper and pen.
Yep.
Yeah, as fast as you possibly can. Write as much as you can, as fast as you can.
Sorry, what was the question again, Anita?
Sure. The goal that you set for yourself,
Oh,
which
yep.
is trying to get organized for efficient time management.
Yep.
What is the reason? Why is this important to you? Hello,
Okay.
Sarah, as well. Why is this important to you to achieve? Yeah. It's not got anything to do about timelines. And why is this important? What is your R, the reason? We're going to be starting with the R and then ending with the E. And yes, it can look like doctor's handwriting. It's okay. Super fast writing. Get into some detail about what is the reason. Why is this super important to you to achieve this goal? Get into the detail. Once you've got yourself a reason, give yourself another reason, another reason. What's the reason it's important to you? What's the reason it's important to others? What's the reason it's important for the greater community? When you've got a bunch of stuff written down, give it a thumbs up. Thanks, Nelson. Thanks, Chris. Consider, why is this important to you? Why is this important to others? And why is this important for the greater good, for you to achieve this goal? Thanks, Roger. Maybe another 30 seconds. All right, let's give George Michael a bit of a rest. What have people noticed when they've really drilled down into their reasons? What have you guys noticed? Who wants to come off mute? Heavens, everybody's very quiet today.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the cooler weather. Everybody's like, oh, it's cooler outside now.
could be.
What have you guys noticed about when you got some really clarity around why is this goal important to me?
Better
Alex.
focus.
What was that? Sorry?
Better focus, I guess. Better focus on on your side hustle or whatever you're planning on doing.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean for you if you've got better focus and better reasons?
Mainly, so for me, I was focusing on time management, mainly because one is to stop wandering around and stay focused and stop procrastination and to get more work done in the limited time that we have,
Mm-hmm.
and also to stay focused in what is important, the most important tasks.
And so having some reasons written down now for you to think about, why is that important for me? Why is that important for others? Why is that important for the greater kind of the bigger picture? How's that helped you?
Mainly on how that helped me was mainly on you know how can I say this? Let's say yeah. So to keep track of things and especially have a clear mind and stay focused, I would say.
And
With-
having those reasons will help you to do that, do you feel?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Can we give Alex a round of applause for coming off mute and being bold and brave as well? Mohammed says, I've noticed the reasons to why I really want to achieve those goals. That's the overarching purpose. When your reasons are big enough, everything takes care of itself. When your reasons are huge and big and important, and that's why in this smarter, the reasons, we look at what's the reason to achieve this goal. Why is it important to you? Why is it important for others? Why is it important for the greater good? Because if your goals are only self-serving, if they only impact you, they can work. But when you look at, okay, if I'm doing something and there's a benefit to me, there's a benefit to others, and there's a benefit to the greater good, the greater world, the community, everybody around me, what it does is it gives you more fuel, more energy, and that comes through your reasons. Amazing. We're going to go backwards. We started with the reasons. The next thing we're going to have a look at is the E in smarter goals, and have a look at what are the emotions. Yeah, emotions. That's what we're going to do. We've got reasons for the R. We're going to have a look at emotions. Now, why is it important to attach an emotion, do you think, to a goal? Why do you think that would make a difference?
I think if emotion is attached to a goal, I think that goal can become a priority.
Yes. It becomes, remember we talked about sticky, it becomes sticky for you when you attach an emotion to it. Mohammed says it makes it more impactful. Yes. Now, the word emotion, it's a really interesting one. The word emotion, it is short for energy in motion. Energy in motion. That's what emotion creates, is energy in motion. If you create energy into your goal, it creates that motion. It creates activity. All of the, efficient time management and procrastination and getting clear, all of those things. Movement creates clarity. Emotion creates that movement. Think about if there is, you may have seen, like there's, a pond. Imagine a pond of water and it's stagnant. It's just sitting there. What happens to it? It goes green. It goes manky. It goes kind of slimy and yucky. It's the same with our thinking. If we're not doing active thinking, our thoughts can get really stagnant as well. Our bodies can get really stagnant. take that same pool of water and literally put a fountain in it. Creates movement, moves the water, puts some oxygen into it, puts some energy into it. And what happens? That pond becomes clear. When we create emotion, when energy in motion, when we create that movement creates clarity for us. Emotion, connecting that to our goals. Whoa, it's like gold standard. Yeah, gold standard goals. So I'm going to take you on another little mini adventure. And at the end of this little mini adventure, I would like for you, I'll give you the instructions now. We're going to go on a little adventure, another breathing exercise, because you know I love them. I love breathing. Who else loves breathing? Me. Yes, breathing. We don't do enough of it, except we do it all the time. Breathing with intention. At the end of this little breathing exercise, your task is to write down, again, writing really fast. Emotions create clarity. Yes. At the end of the breathing exercise, your task is going to be to do some more writing with your hand, not with typing. There is something scientifically proven, I can't remember what the research was, but when you write, it connects it more closely to you, because it's your handwriting, it's you on a page. You are going to write out the feelings, the feelings, the emotions of once you have achieved the goal. That's where we're going to get to. What are the emotions and the feelings once you have achieved your goal? So let me put on some more music. It will not be George. We've had a bit of George Michael. Let me give you some of this one. Let's see if you can hear this. If not, then I'll just be playing it anyway. So if you're ready, if it's safe, feel free to close your eyes. I will be doing that as well. And we're just going to take back again into that gentle breathing space. Let's take a couple more of those gentle breaths. In through your nose, holding it for a moment before just gently breathing out through your mouth. And a couple more. Breathing in that positive energy from the universe, all that good vibrations, that good energy. Breathing that in, connecting that to your heart. And then breathing out, relaxing your shoulders again and your face. On the out breath. Couple more, breathing in that positive, light, bright energy, connecting that to your heart. This time allowing any of the beliefs, the stories, maybe holding you back from achieving your goal, just identifying them with that positive energy. Just breathing out nice and gently, giving yourself permission to do what it is that you need to do. And another nice gentle breath in. Again, positive lightness from the universe. And this time, any of those stories, any of those blockages, they may look like rocks or anything that blocks you from achieving that goal. Giving yourself permission, because you're the boss of you. On the out breath, to just breathe them out. If they don't belong to you, if they're not serving you, it's time to just dump them. Just dump them. Give yourself permission to do that. And again, breathing in nice and gently, positive energy from the universe, positive, light, bright energy, expanding that all through your body, helping you to identify any of those blocks, any of that stories or nonsense that stands in your way. any of the I can'ts, any of that sort of stuff. And just breathing out whatever that story is, whatever that feeling is. Maybe a feeling of blockage, it may be something solid, maybe a gas, doesn't matter. Just giving permission to breathe it out. And a couple more of these. Breathing in that beautiful positive light energy. Spreading that all through your body again, all the way down to your tips of your toes and your fingers. Giving that the authority to just breathe out anything that doesn't help you, doesn't serve you, to achieve what you want for your life. And one last one, just so that we can get some real clarity, some real clearness. Breathing in again, that positive light energy. And this time, giving all the permission to be able to just dump anything that doesn't help you, doesn't serve you, holds you back. Stories that you've taken on, stories that you've been given. Maybe they've been given to you as a gift, but they don't help you any longer. Time for you to just breathe them out. They don't belong to you, so they can go. And now when you're ready, opening up your eyes, I'd like you to write a paragraph, a page, however much, about what it feels like on the other side of that goal. On the other side of that goal. Thinking about once you have achieved it, putting yourself in that future version of you. You've achieved your goal, whatever it is, this step in the pathway. You've achieved your goal. Just breathing some energy, some lightness into how does it feel now? How does it feel now that you have achieved that goal? Put yourself into the future you. Imagine it, feel it, see it, taste it, hear it. Hear yourself congratulating yourself that you've achieved that goal. And then I'd like for you to open up your eyes and write out, what does it feel like? What does it mean to you? What is the emotion? What's on the other side of having achieved that goal? What does it give to you? Writing nice and fast again. Getting all of that feelings out onto the page. And again, if you've got the written down how you feel once you've achieved that goal, what your emotional state will be, how does it feel? Then start having a look at what is the emotion of other people around you? How does it impact the emotional state of others? How does it impact the emotions of the bigger community as well? How does it make them feel? How does it make you feel? How does it make the greater community feel as well? How does it feel on the other side of achieving that goal? How would you like to celebrate once you've achieved it even? Who would you like to celebrate it with? When you think about having achieved that goal, where do you feel it in your body? Whereabouts in your body do you feel that feeling of having achieved it? That space of pride, that space of joy, that space when you've reached clarity. Write all of that down. And then give me a thumbs up when you've got that really clear on paper. Thanks, Mohammed. Thanks, Nelson. Let's go another minute. Let's get really crystal clear on what is the emotion that you'll feel once you've achieved that goal. Hopefully there's some smiling faces on the other side of the cameras. Thinking about, yes, achieved that. Tick. Thanks, Elijah. All right. Let's have a look. How did we go? Marie-Louise, how are you going there as well? Welcome to you. Thanks, Chris. What have you noticed? What did you notice about the feeling, the emotion of having achieved the goal? What does that feel like when you put yourself into that future space? What does it feel like? What did you notice?
I was late, so I'll talk.
Okay.
Just one of the things, obviously there's a lot of goodness, but there's just no negativity there at all.
100%.
There's no talking about the hurdles and the challenges, and it's just, easy breezy.
It feels really good, easy breezy.
Yeah.
How good is that? Who else noticed that when they thought about and felt the emotions of, I've achieved this goal? Krista said, joy. Yes. Who else felt a bit joyous when they could have that feeling of, I've achieved my goal? Yeah. This emotional state of joy, celebration, all of this amazingness of certainty and clarity and this lightness of feeling once you've achieved your goal, this is what you can use as energy to move you forward. The reason for that is Muhammad said fulfillment. Oh, yes, you can feel so fulfilled in yourself when you get to that space and you can go, goal attained. What's next? What's my next level? The reason for that is because having your goal up somewhere visual, now that you know what it is, now that you've connected an emotional state to having achieved it, you've connected reasons to achieving it, our brain starts doing interesting things. Our brain starts creating pain for us if we're not moving towards that emotional state, if we're not moving towards fulfilling the reasons that we created for ourselves. You guys have created the reasons for yourself, the reasons that are personal to you. You've created the emotional state that you want to feel at the end of achieving that goal. Humans do more to avoid pain than to feel pleasure. If your goal is written up and you are doing something that is completely moving away from it, you start feeling pain, which gets you moving. Yeah, we'll do more to avoid pain, not achieving a goal that has got this stickiness, this emotional and reasons stickiness. When we're not achieving that, it becomes brain pain, it becomes heart pain, soul pain, emotional pain, because we're not moving in that direction. This is why smarter goals, can you see how much impact this has got, rather than, yes, it needs to be happening in this time frame and it has to be measured in this way. This means that your goals can be long-term, short-term, it doesn't matter. You connect the emotions, you connect the reasons. Now, there is one important thing to notice, and that is the word should. Has anybody got any goals that have got should in them? The word should. We have any should goals? As in, I should do this, they should do that. Anybody have a should goal? Has anybody ever had a should goal? Tell me about your should goal. It almost sounds a bit sweary when you say it, but
no, yeah, I just used to have a lot of should goals, and I had goals like I should be posting content, I should be writing, I should be,
I should.
Yeah. And I think it actually wasn't until I spoke to you one day about it, and the penny just dropped for me. And yeah, ever since then, I stopped making it I should.
You stopped shooting all over yourself, yes?
Yeah.
A lot of us should all over ourselves, and it's sort of stinky and it's heavy. Who's noticed that shoulds are very heavy in your heart, in your soul, in your brain? Shoulds are incredibly heavy. And the bigger the distance between what you think you should be doing and what you actually are doing, the bigger that distance, the heavier it feels in your soul, in your heart. And not in a way that creates movement. It just feels like a burden. It feels heavy. Not in a way that creates action and activity. It creates heaviness on your shoulders, on your back, on your head, on your heart. Should goals, please do yourself a favor. Let's try and eradicate this word, especially as side hustlers, because there's a whole lot of stuff that we should be doing. All it does is slows down your progress. It slows down your movement. It fuels procrastination. It fuels all kinds of things because you go, well, I should be heavy energy. Yeah. The other thing that's really important to notice is that if your reasons and that emotional state does not feel sticky, does not feel compelling, if those reasons that you wrote down, if that emotional state that you wrote down does not feel compelling, does not make you feel like, okay, every time I read this, I want to do something, maybe this is not important enough to you. Yeah. It becomes a should goal rather than an actual thing that you want to achieve that's important to you. When your goals are important, when you connect the emotions, when you connect the reasons to them, that needs to be enough for you to take that energy, to take that movement, to take those steps. If it is not, if your goals are not sticky, if the emotions and the reasons are not sticky, tell me what's going to happen. If the emotions and the reasons are not sticky enough, are not big enough, are not powerful enough, are not compelling enough for you, what's going to happen to your goal? Somebody tell me. Please, somebody tell me. Muhammad said, yes, they fall apart.
You just slip away, yeah.
They totally slip away, yeah? They become shoulds, and the shoulds just fritter off into the nothingness of the abyss. It's why New Year's resolutions generally don't work, because people make them without connecting emotions and reasons to them. They just go, oh, yeah, I want to, like, yeah, I should stop drinking. I should lose weight. I should. Without connecting that energy to them, without connecting the emotions, without making, remember, emotions, energy in motion. Yeah, that's why it's important to connect emotions to your goals as well, because it creates that motion. It creates that movement. Questions, comments, thoughts? Maybe I should give some hold music. Da, 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 da. Questions, comments, thoughts. There must be something. I think I have to do that. I think I have to do double ears. Everybody's so engrossed in their goals. Nelson's like, thanks for the session. Yeah, thank you. Amazing. Questions, comments, thoughts. You're so welcome, Nelson. Nelson had to go.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think personally, I thought it was really profound. I can feel the difference. I feel much more connected to my goals, and I can feel the inspiration, the energy inside me wanting me to move forward to those.
Interesting, you used the word inspiration. Yeah, inspiration. That is where energy comes from self, from inside. Now, Muhammad said, will is what should replace should. You can choose to have that replaced should if you choose. Mhm. Much more powerful than a should. I choose much more powerful than I should. Or puts the responsibility onto you, the ownership onto you. Yes, the difference between inspiration and motivation, being inspired and being motivated. Inspiration, which is where the E and the R, that energy and that the emotions and the reasons, it creates inspiration. That is your own fuel source. Motivation, external fuel source. If you are fueled only by motivation, when the motivator leaves, the energy leaves as well. When you fuel yourself with these emotions and the reasons, this is internal fuel source. It doesn't matter what is happening external to you. You create your own energy source to create the clarity, the movement, the stopping the procrastination, all of that, because it becomes super important to you. Yeah. Thanks for that one, Elijah. Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Welcome. We love seeing your face, Marie-Louise, as well. Hello to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Good to see you, Mary-Louise.
Any other questions, comments, thoughts about goal setting? Smarter goal setting.
I'll have to watch the replay on Facebook.
You might have to, yes.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm glad that we're super glad that you're here.
Yeah, I was working and I raced home and I was like, oh, I missed my.
Well, you're here, and you know what? People that show up, they create the outcomes for themselves. When you show up, it's when you don't, even if you're late, show up, be here, be present, not just be here, but actually, remember we talked at the beginning about active participation, being here, putting comments in, sharing your distinctions, what you've learned, what you've loved, all of that kind of thing. It makes the difference. It's the difference that makes a difference. People that don't show up don't get the impact of the people that do. So that's why, like, Elijah and I are always like, yay, you're here. We love you being here. All right. We have got another 20-ish minutes to go. And first up, I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm going to give you a couple of moments to type in the chat box. What has been your biggest learning? What has been your biggest takeaway? What's been the light bulb moment that you have had? What's the biggest learning that you've taken? I'm going to give you a moment to do some of that. If you can type that into the chat box, I'm going to give you some music to type by. What's a good one?
Not sure.
Your biggest takeaway, your biggest light bulb moment. What's the one thing that you will take away from today?
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. 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 That tonight's gonna be a good night.
With some tightened fingers there. Concentrating faces. Oh, look at them all coming through. Love it. Love it. Let's have a look at them. Oh, I don't want to turn your music off because it's such a great song. Chris says that loved how to set goals that correct way so they can be achieved. I'm not even sure if it's the correct way. It's a way that creates a lot of personal impact. When you have that personal impact, goals become sticky. When they're sticky, they become easier to achieve because they've got personal resonance to you. It's not just about the numbers and the stats and all of that. It's about, okay, what does this mean to me? What does it mean to others? What does it mean for the greater good? Well, how am I going to feel when I've achieved it? So it's an alternative way. I'm not sure it's the correct way. It's a way that works and has worked very, very well for a lot of people I've shared this with. Marie-Louise says that success is mine to create. Oh, I love it. And it's going to be as worth it as I always dreamed it would be. Oh! Who thinks that one's a really kick-ass one as well? Am I allowed to say that? Surely I am. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Do you notice that the responsibility, Marie-Louise has taken that on herself? It's a good reminder. Who's the boss of you? Point so that you know, that I know, that we all know, that everybody knows. Who's the boss of you? Yes. As side hustlers, particularly, your side hustle is about you having ownership of your actions, your non-actions, everything. Your success is yours to create. I love that. It so is. And it's going to be worth it as I dreamed it would always be. That's what the emotions part, that connecting to, when I've achieved this goal, what will that feel like, look like? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to others, to the greater good as well? Creating that dream space and then putting yourself forward into that moment. Love it, love it. Elijah said emotions and reason create forward moving energy and clarity. Yes, the internal pain challenges us to move forward. It's kind of like the carrot and the stick, right? There's energy to move forward towards the thing, and then there's the pain that also kicks you forward to go, oh, there's that goal there. I have not achieving it. I'm moving in a different direction. Brain pain to move you forward, and then those emotions and reasons also to continue that forward movement. Love it. Chris, oh, this is Antonia. Oh, hi. To have a reason for your goal makes all the difference. Yes, your reason for achieving your goal becomes your fuel, rather than the shoulds, which become cargo and heaviness. Your reasons create lightness. They create energy. They create a whole lot of ease and ability for you to move forward. And Muhammad said, emotion propels energy. Energy makes movement. Movement makes things happen. Couldn't have said it better myself. I love that, Muhammad. I'm going to give you a round of applause as well. Yes, when you connect that energy of emotion, it creates this movement. It creates this clarity. Think about that murky, mucky water in your pond. As soon as there's movement in that, it creates energy. As soon as you put that in, the pond starts to clear. Fish start moving in. There's energy in it. There's all kinds of things. Movement creates clarity, and emotion, energy in motion. We create that ourselves. Amazeballs. You guys rock. I think that's what it says. You rock.
Nice.
You rock. We have got 10 minutes left, and Elijah has very kindly and very generously stuck around, hung around, been part of this process with us as well to answer. If you guys have any questions from the business side of stuff on Monday, and I'm here for any confidence challenges, this is your time to be able to ask us your one-on-one questions, to go, hey, I've got a bit of a challenge here. What do I do with this? How do I manage that? This is 10 minutes that you've got to ask us questions. You can ask us anything. We will try and answer you. I mean, if it's the meaning of the universe, you know, like
Probably not.
what was that movie? It's 47 or
42.
something.
Yeah,
42, whatever the number
Hitchhiker's
is. Yeah.
Guide to Galaxy or something.
Yes. Yeah. So if you have a question, feel free to come off mute, type it in the chat box. We are both here to help you. Otherwise, you're off 10 minutes early. While everybody's just typing in their questions, if they have one, Elijah, what do we have in store for us next week?
That's a great
A
question.
question without notice, sorry.
Testing my memory.
Amazing business stuff.
Business stuff. So our sessions will be talking more around how you can land on your side hustle. So this week we talked about, understanding your strengths and your interests, and then we're going to talk about more how you can use that to narrow down into what side hustle you can do that you enjoy and that also brings in
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
right. And I think the beauty of a side hustle that you're aligned to emotionally is that it's fulfilling. So if you're looking for something that's just going to make you money, there's a lot more things you could do that will bring a lot more money.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because if you're just looking for something that is going to be cash producing, that's cool, but it's not a lasting kind of thing. Yeah. I think the lasting side hustles that could potentially turn into like a full-time real hustle are those things that have got something more than just I need to make money.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that is the interesting thing. And like Anita said, when you have the alignment, those reasons and emotional reasons, then you actually can build something that's really profound, and that does make both money and makes you fulfilled, right?
Yeah. Mary Louisa said, I'm about to launch a program. Yay!
Do you want to give us a quick overview of that program?
And I'm debating selling it as a membership or as a course. Okay, tell us.
Yeah, so I worked on it for most of last year, just in bits and pieces, and it's for single women who want to make future them happy. So set up themselves now so that future them is financially stable, has the right people in their life, right for them. They feel fulfilled in their job or whatever, their occupation or business or whatever it is that they're doing, that they're healthy and they can just basically live life on their terms. So I've got 7 pillars. I've got videos done and some worksheets that they can work through, but they're basically tasks that they can do on their own time. Which they don't need, they don't need group support necessarily to help them. They're going to do things like auditing their memberships and things like that. So subscriptions, Netflix and that sort of thing. Evaluating how much they need it, whether it's worth it for them, if they're paying monthly, do they actually use it, stuff like that. So really looking at their own life. and they figure out which of those pillars is most relevant to them at the time. Start with that. Once they've got that under control, if they feel that there are more, they go on to the next one. So there are 7 of those. There are 21 tasks, and I've got it set up in a Facebook group, which I did because I always wanted a community to be part of it. I wanted them to be able to come in, share their wins, debate how much they need Netflix, we can talk it out, because that's one of the things with women a lot of the time is that we don't have someone to talk over these.
Yeah.
What seems like, a nothing thing, but it can drag on for months. And I know I've done it in the past.
Right.
I've put off that decision for so long and ended up having a year of Netflix when I'm never home.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money over the year, which is a lot of money over your life and that kind of thing. So,
So now how do you make ka-ching on it? Is it a membership or is it a course?
So do I have it as I come in, pay like X amount of money,
Whatever, yep.
and stay in it for a year or something, because there are 21 modules. They may not do them all, but some of them will take some time. They're not going to be things like, they're not going to get results of that straight away. I want them to stay around long enough to reap the reward and to tell us how it went and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, have you asked your audience?
Right. I was going to ask the same.
I feel like I'm constantly asking my audience, but they don't always respond on questions like that.
No.
And that's the problem that I have. That
Right. Could I ask, Mary Louise?
stonewalled, I guess.
Do you have, I guess, opportunity to meet them in person, or one-to-one conversations where you could...
Not one-to-one, and I have I've got a free Facebook group with like 300 women in it, and they're all over the world.
Right. Have you considered, and I think I've seen that others do this to me actually, in Facebook groups, they would DM me and say, hey, this is XYZ, would love to have a chat, 15 minutes when you're free. Would you be against that? And something
I don't generally want to be doing that, because I get a lot of women who are coming to me with questions and looking for free advice and stuff like that I can't give in that sort of time frame.
Yeah.
The same sort of
Right. I suppose, it's really like when it was done to me, it was really structured. The question, hey, we're working on this, course program that might be of value to you. Would love to ask some questions to see if it's,
I've done it in the past and I've got mixed reviews.
Can you offer it as both?
Sorry?
Can you offer it as both and see which one?
This is what I was wondering.
I don't see there's any reason why you can't, because test it. Like the best way to test it is to actually test it.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah, I was actually, while we were talking, but I didn't have to be typing or writing, I was actually looking in my bank account to see about setting up regular payments, because I think maybe that'll be a way to make it super easy without me having to set up Stripe or Square or PayPal and losing a cut, and get them to just take that responsibility for that monthly membership. That might be a really super easy way to do it.
Yeah.
But, pricing is hard. I always find pricing really difficult.
Have you thought about, because courses like that can even go on to like Udemy or like one of those online course platforms where you put all the stuff on, you then invite people, like when you invite people that you refer, you get 97% or something of the course fee, and if people find it by accident, you get like 5% or something.
Okay.
But 5% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Yeah. And the more people that find out about it, then and it gives you that opportunity to promote it and do all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's another option, which means that all that payment stuff is kind of looked after and you don't even have to worry about that.
Well, I've already got Stripe and Square. It's just more of the rolling out of it, and I'm not really that tech, but I'm doing it. But I really want to get this going because I've worked on it for 6 months or something, and it's like I'm not just going to let it go. I'm going to use it.
Love it.
And
Love
because
it.
my group has expanded, it's no longer just singles. So
Yeah.
actually I'll be adapting this, but I need to use it now for singles and then
expand it from there. Yeah.
yeah.
Try,
So
the great,
I want to do it yesterday.
of course, of course. The great thing about making decisions like that is if you do membership, you won't know if it's better as a course, and if you do a course, you won't know if it's better as membership.
Correct.
Try one. If it doesn't work, try the other one.
Yeah. And
That's it.
that's why I've been calling it a program, because I had been calling it a course, and I think that kind of held me back. Somebody mentioned program, and I was like, I actually feel really good about that word.
Language makes such a difference. The
Yeah.
words that we use
Yeah.
totally can change the way our brain processes stuff.
Yeah.
So
And that's
if-
where I agree, because I was thinking that if I put it out as a course, you might like that word.
Yeah.
But Elijah, if he was a woman, might prefer it as a membership. You know, so if I sort of promote it separately,
You could even potentially have 2 different price points. One, a course is absolutely DIY on a separate platform, blah, 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 blah. And a membership has then got access to the Facebook group and peer support, and you pop in every now and then.
Yeah.
And the membership is a higher value offering.
Correct. Yeah.
all in the one place, I'd like it because I've already got it set up. But that I could do that.
If I'm somebody
and then
who's
do
like,
the-
yeah, I could be somebody who's like, you know what, I just want it all DIY. I want to do it in my own thing I just don't want to have the group. I
yeah,
just
don't need
want
the
to,
interaction.
I just want to do my stuff, do my 21 things, all that sort, and done. I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
off and racing. And there'll be other people that are like, you know what, I love the support and the community aspect of having people around me and having that discussion about, do I really need Netflix or not? Yeah. There'll be others that just go, whatever, let me just do my thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could trial it as both.
Yeah.
If one's not working and one is working, you shape shift according to how people are responding to it.
Yeah, I know we've got to go, but how would I set each price? Given obviously a do-it-yourself would probably cost less.
Yep.
Because they're buying it all up front or whatever, because I'll get it set up in MailerLite so that my
Yeah.
plan for that was that they would get 7 emails, an email a day, and that gets a whole pillar for each day.
Look,
But they
Yeah.
can do what they want.
yeah. So 100% agree with what Anita's saying, because you have to test the value proposition. And the tricky part is when you're doing it one to many, it's harder to know actually know what your customers were willing to pay for.
Yeah.
So I would go back. So then in terms of pricing, it's always easier to figure out, like literally just ask the customer, if I was offering you this, what would you be willing to pay? And that's what I've done in previously. That's something you can try, or you could do a landing page and try different, like a split test if you want to do it one to many, and then see, okay, who's going to buy it, for the course, and who's going to buy it for, the subscription. Generally, subscriptions have more, more value adds to it. But it can be a bit more difficult because you don't actually have the interaction with the customer to see why they chose to go with it or why not.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of courses on a platform called Udemy, and I can, like, the participants can still message me and I can still message them back. I can ask them questions. I can do all that kind of stuff on that platform, and I don't have to have any tech stuff or anything. Like, it looks after the payments, it looks after everything. And if they want to interact with me, they can, or I can send them a message saying, hey, I can set up things. So, hey, thanks very much for registering. Come and join my group here, but whatever it is. And those kind of things are built in. So there's a lot of different options. What I found with pricing, it's the $64 million question for everything. What's the price? Including like the side hustle that I'm doing with upcycling furniture and lighting. That's my fun project. And what I realized is, for the most part, you just make shit up. Right?
It's what you can afford, Elijah can't afford.
You just make it up.
You value, Elijah doesn't value.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's one thing, like in my coaching practice, the difference that I looked at there was, okay, in my coaching practice, who is my ideal audience? Who's my ideal, let's call it an avatar. Yeah. So is my ideal customer, not my anybody customer, but my ideal customer, who are they? Are they working? What kind of work do they do? Building a picture of the ideal customer and what it is that they can afford, and targeting everything to that customer. There'll be people around the edge of that come, but making it really clear about who my customer is. I may be stealing some thunder from later
Actually,
workshops.
we're just going to be covering that more in depth later. Yeah.
That's cool. But I know what you mean, because I've done my avatar. I just haven't really looked at it lately. So that's a good reminder.
Go back and have a look at it. Like all those foundation blocks that you've put in, go back to them, because you do them for a reason. Yeah. Cool. Mohammed, we can see your face.
Did you want to come off mute, Mohammed? Ask any questions in the last, I guess, minute or so?
No.
Nope?
No.
Okay.
That was maybe an accidental. All right. We will be seeing you guys on Monday, 4:30 Melbourne time. And
yes.
Otherwise, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, anything that pops up, put them into the group. The group is there for you guys to support each other as well. Yeah. So comments, thoughts, questions, put them into the group. We will be popping in there if we see stuff and helping, but it's also like, this is that group resource.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being here and being like here till the end.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Rock stars.
Lovely to have you all.
Thank you for being here, and we shall see you next week.
Also, I had a quick question.
Sure.
So I couldn't attend the last session, and I also don't really have a Facebook account. So if I have to review the previous session, like, is there any alternative way to review it?
Yeah. So if you can email me or
Carly,
and I will we'll give you the link to watch the recording.
Sure. I already emailed Carly, so yeah. I
know she's only just sort of come back from holidays, so just give her a moment. I think she's still trying to catch up on about 40,000 million emails, like everybody when they're back from holidays. So give her a moment, and she'll be happy to send you the link.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Wonderful. All right. Well, I think that's it. Be well, amazing humans. See you next week.
Enjoy your weeks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.